And we are live. I know I didn't let anyone know that I was going to go live is because I didn't know myself. Instead of making a video of the topic, I decided to go live on the topic that I wish to address. You guys, some things that happen in mainstream media, I like to sit back a little bit and reflect upon it and just wait. So I'm pretty sure some of you guys have been wondering, hey, how you doing? I'm gonna say Christianity is global. Good to see you. So one of the topics or the issues that I'm actually going to mention is this, you guys. Okay, is with Roseanne Barr, her tweet. Everyone's making a big deal about her tweet. They thought it was completely distasteful, that she lacked judgment, or that she's a racist, and that's the overall conclusion, is that she's a racist. There are tons of people who say that I look like an ape. They're not racist. I mean, black said, white said, Asian said, etc., etc., etc. I believe she was 100% joking, to be honest with you. And you guys, that's not the highlight of the tweet. That's not the most important part of the tweet. Do you know what part of the tweet stands out to me? Is that what she said at first? The Muslim Brotherhood. Oh, Roseanne, she's a lot more keen than the average person may think. For some reason, Roseanne Barr has seemed to impress me a lot lately. I mean, I'm not really too familiar with her, but you guys, her eyes are open. I believe Roseanne Barr has been red pilled. If you're not familiar with what red pill means, or the red pill movement, that means just waking people up. It comes from the movie The Matrix. If you've never ever seen it, you take the red pill and it wakes you up. You come into reality. But I believe Roseanne Barr has been red pilled. I believe that she is a soft conservative because she mentioned the Muslim Brotherhood in front of that tweet. Now, we all know that with Barack Obama's administration, he had the Muslim Brotherhood in the White House. And Roseanne Barr touched upon that. But everyone wanted to pay attention to the less significant portion of that text, or her tweet, as I should say. But they ignored the most important part of that tweet, was the Muslim Brotherhood being in the White House, and how the Muslim Brotherhood was able to infiltrate the White House during Barack Obama's administration. And I'm so glad that she mentioned that, but no one's talking about that. You guys see anyone talking about that on CNN? We know that the left wasn't going to talk about it. I mean, they want to play racial politics all the time. Everything is race baiting with them. Oh, the level of hypocrisy. But I'm so glad she mentioned the Muslim Brotherhood. It tells me that she has been doing her homework and she's conscious. She's highly conscious. And you guys, you all know that my primary objective is to wake up the masses here in the United States and abroad. People need to wake up and get out of this little fairy tale land that they are living in. They believe they can achieve some kind of utopian society where everyone is completely just happy, where there's fairy dust and rainbows and everyone's eating Hershey Kisses and um, everyone's exchanging gifts and all this kind of stuff. That's not the real world. There are people who are evil who wish to be in complete control so that they can tell you what to do. And they want you to be a slave. They want your kids to be slaves. They don't want your minds to be free. They don't want you to think for yourself. They want all of the power. They want all of the wealth. But everyone keeps thinking, especially in the West, we live in this bubble of comfort and ignorance. completely unaware that there's a huge world out there and there's tons of evil. But you know what? As a Westerner and as a millennial, we have been completely spoiled and sheltered and tucked away from the real world. And this is the complete side effect today's society that we see today. Our children are completely unaware. They're not mentally ready for the real world. And this is why we get liberals. This is why we get liberals. But I'm so proud that Roseanne Barr actually tweeted that out with the Muslim Brotherhood at the beginning of that. And she was dead accurate, because this woman, CJ, she was with the Obama administration. Wow, you guys, I just want to say something else too for the record, okay? You know, sometimes I have a dark sense of humor sometimes, okay? And I mean, some of my humor might be dark satire, etc., and all that kind of stuff. And sometimes I can be a little too sarcastic. But please do not take that the wrong way, as if it's passive. I'm being passive aggressive or anything like that. Definitely to the left. Definitely to the left. So you guys, I want to make sure I do my best not to conceal anything from you guys. I want to make sure I give you 100% transparency on the way that I perceive things to be. Okay. And I'm going to tell you guys something else too. If I don't know something, I'm going to tell you I do not know it. I'm not going to sit up here and get all puffed up and get full with my ego and be completely self-reliant upon myself, especially when I submit to Christ. In Christ alone. In Christ alone. Christ is the source of my humility, my strength, okay? He is my foundation, and I want to make sure I remain humbled. Anyway, my last video that I put out with Islam needs to tell the truth, basically, and that's not the name of the title, but anyway, is that I changed the title. First, it was Stop Lying About Islam, and I was like, that's really ambiguous, okay? So I'm just like, no, I need something that has a lot more clarity. Okay, what I wanted to actually to convey what I mean by it in the title. So I just called it The Truth of Islam. Absolutely, Muhammad. Islam is definitely changed, and Christianity definitely brings freedom. And I couldn't espouse this enough. I always make sure that I try to accentuate this point. Okay. I usually say, or I allude to the point in the majority of my videos, that where there is no Christ, there is no freedom. Christianity has pulled mankind out of the dark ages, and Islam wishes to make you remain in the dark ages. What's really baffling to me is how can the Muslims now also too here, let me preface with this, okay? Do I look at each and every Muslim the same? Do I paint them with a brush? No, I do not. No, I do not. I do not have time to focus on an individual, because my war is not with that individual. It is with this person's ideology. So I attack Islam. But unfortunately, there are a lot of people who won't be able to differentiate that point. They believe that if you attack someone's ideology, that you are attacking that person. And sorry, that's just not true. So I attack Islam. I'm not going to sit there and focus on a particular person just because it's pointless. It really is. It's pointless. I want to be as effective as I can be. Plus, I have learned, using that homonyms and all that kind of stuff, personal attacks and all that, it's a waste of time. And Mohammed, I'm glad that you are an ex-Muslim. And that's awesome that you are an ex-Muslim. Um, over going over 12 years now. I started on Pal Talk. I started on Pal Talk when I started to learn more about debate, the rules of debate. And especially if you don't know something, admit that you don't know something, then humble yourself, sit down and learn. Then, once you are astute, you bring your information and then you can debate. But what I think is really crazy is that from just being on Pal Talk and being chewed out a lot on Pal Talk and then put in my place. I'm serious. If you guys want to learn how to debate and you want to go against people who are complete, you guys, let me tell you something about Pal Talk, okay? And I can't believe I'm saying this about Pal Talk because I left Pal Talk a while ago. But Pal Talk is where you're going to have your bubble popped. You're going to debate people I'm talking about from all walks of life. They will help you, okay? If you're a prideful person, I was a completely prideful person when I first went to Pal Talk. I mean, I was way younger. I was I was an independent business owner then at that time too. I mean, I was cocky, arrogant, pompous. I mean, etc. And Pal Talk popped my ego. And I was like, wow, I do not know as much as I thought I knew. Power Talk will humble you. Those people will humble you. And the bad thing about Power Talk is that they can be extremely brutal. Okay. There's no rules in some of those chat rooms when you go to debate. So, I mean, they can attack you. I've seen people cry. I have heard of people actually committing suicide on Power Talk and etc. just because they went into a room and they tried to debate a person and they were slaughtered. But because of Power Talk, I have learned so much about debate, the rules of debate. Make sure you know what you're talking about, the difference between being an intellectual and a pseudo intellectual. I learned all that stuff from Power Talk. You have to make sure you do your research. And if you're not willing to do your research, do not try to debate with people. And this is something that I notice when I have certain people. Actually, here, you know what? Let me stop trying to sugarcoat things. I'm very direct. As I said in my video, the last one, is that when I publish something about Islam, I have a lot of Middle Easterners. Okay. I'm just going to say Middle Easterners who like to refer to me as a house nigger or house Negro. And they don't understand that it's racist. You cannot say that to a person. You can, but here's the thing. I suggest that you don't say that to an African American person. That's the wrong way to try to introduce dialogue. It's completely poor and it's thoughtless. I mean, really? I mean, that's just like me basically saying this, okay? Well, I might not like Islam, but I don't like camel jockeys or sand people. No, it's completely ignorant. It really is. And sometimes I'm just like, wow, my mind is blown just by the level of stupidity. They want to cry. And I notice there's always these people with these victim mentalities. America did this, America did that. And you are not acting like a so-called supposed to be black person. So I'm gonna call you a house nigger, but it's not racist because I'm Middle Eastern. No, let me tell you something. I don't care what ethnicity, okay, you are. If you want to have proper dialogue with me, you're going to have to conduct yourself as an adult. You're going to have to be tactful. You're going to have to keep your class. I'm not going to tell you to resort to using liberal euphemisms or whatever, okay? And please don't use colloquialisms. I want people to understand, when I'm talking. That's why I get rid of the verbiage. But it really does. It trips me out when people want to use these ad hominem attacks. They're not attacking the subject. And if you guys notice with that Muslim guy, when he responded and he called me a house Negro, I was caught off guard. I'm not going to lie. And I apologize to you guys during my response because I was pissed. And I did call him out his name. So if he happens to watch this, which I know he does watch the video. So to that Muslim guy, I called you out of your name. I called you a dumbass. And I apologize about that. I jumped in my flesh and I was not acting Christ-like. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. I'm man enough that I can apologize about that. Just because you may have said something that was completely ignorant did not give me the green light to reciprocate. I should have been the bigger man. Should have been a bigger man. And you guys, I just get caught off guard sometimes by some of these comments. But under more, as I should say, doing a little bit more, giving more of an analysis of this guy's point of view. Where is he coming from as a Muslim? I found to know that he doesn't know anything much about the Bible, and he did also claim that he was a Christian. If my memory serves me properly, I'm pretty sure he did say that he was a Christian at some point. But then here's also something else, you guys, that I notice when I'm dealing with Islam. They are so super critical when it comes to the Bible, but they do not want to use the same textual criticism towards the Quran. If they were to use that same textual criticism towards the Quran, they wouldn't be Muslims anymore. The same way that they go through that Bible with a fine tooth and comb, they should go through their Quran the same way. Let me tell you guys something. They do not use objectivity. Majority of the Muslims I have debated over the years, they lack objectivity. They want to approach the Bible with an Islamic lens. You cannot do anything like that. Let me clarify this. Even if you are a Christian, if you want to be unbiased, you have to appeal to objectivity. You have to be objective. You cannot have a presupposition when you're approaching something. That's the same way that I approach the Quran. Where's my Quran? Anyway, it's somewhere. But the thing is, you guys, I was just like, after 9/11, I was like, I want to know what is up with Islam. Let me start doing my research. Not as a Christian, but I want to learn, what do Muslims actually believe in? What do they believe in? So I started to do my research, but I was objective about it. I was like, okay. I just wish Muslims would actually use the same criticism as the Bible as they do with the Quran. Because that Quran, it's no such thing as having an original Quran. There's no such thing as the original text for the Quran. Even the first, if you guys watch my videos, Islam does not have a leg to stand on. They don't have a leg to stand on. They really do not have any evidence whatsoever. I mean, really? Can we even really say that Muhammad truly existed? The Quran was not written in his lifetime. Remember, they had a National Quran Burning Day. Even Aisha in the Hadith, she says that even a donkey ate pages of the Quran. And even some of the oldest Qurans that are in some of these museums in the Western world too, and even in Saudi Arabia, they are not the same. There's something wrong with that, you guys. But here's even the biggest problem for me. In America, we know that if you were to rely on oral recitation and oral tradition, that it becomes distorted just because it's the human flaw that's added to the equation. And they believe that you can actually memorize an entire book verbatim. That is complete asinine. And believe that when it's passed down orally, that it's not going. Oh my gosh. You guys understand where I'm going. They believe that it's going to keep its full integrity. Wow. That is crazy to me. But even with the 50 countries that Muslims have, I notice whenever Muslims need help, it's the Westerners that help. And just to be a little bit more specific, I noticed that it's mainly the Christians who are willing to lend a hand. Even though, despite the fact that Christians are being slaughtered by Muslims, even though that the Yazidis are under massive, the worst form of persecution in Iraq right now. We know that. We know how Christians are treated in Pakistan, in India, etc. We know that. We know that. And yet, still, we remain faithful to our scriptures of love thy enemy. That's amazing. That is amazing. So anyway, I wish Muslims would be more honest. I'm gonna tell you guys something, okay? I do not. What I find less threatening to me, or even to the United States, okay, or to a country's national security, is not a jihadist, because this Muslim is honest. He's actually living his life by the Quran. He's truly emulating Muhammad. And he said, I don't care what you think. This is what the Quran says, and I'm not going to lie to you. The biggest threat to me in our country today is those that consider themselves to be moderate. And I love what Brigitte Gabrielle actually said. She said, well, even though you may say that the majority of Muslims do not believe in these extremist ideas or whatever, still, if you don't, why don't you do something about it? Because majority of the Germans didn't agree with Hitler, but yet it didn't stop the Germans from committing atrocities. You guys see where I'm going with this. There's no way that we're going to have a radical Christian group that's going around slaughtering tons of people and they're not going to be condemned. Moderate Muslims refuse to condemn the actions of these so-called radicals. And once again, you guys, I just want to point this out too, okay, is that what I consider to be radical is any Muslim who believes in Sharia law. I believe that's radical because that's infringing on me. You believe in stoning women, honor killings, etc. Radicalism just doesn't have to be with killing a person. A radical Muslim can say, well, I don't care about your United States Constitution. I don't care about your culture. I'm not going to mold to society. I believe that's radical too. So it's not only just killing someone that would make you a radical Muslim. Oh yeah, Muhammad. Thank you for mentioning that. So if there's any Muslims, which most likely some of you guys are going to watch this video, I want to point this out to you. Stop using this as one of your talking points because it is so hypocritical when you guys say, well, an African American or a minority is a Christian when Christianity calls slavery. That is so untrue. That is one of the biggest misconceptions that I hear from people. But at the same time, Muslims, let's be honest, let's be true. According to Sayyid Bukhari, your prophet owned African slaves. Yes. Slaughtered millions of Africans, cut their testicles off. Even if you were to refer to their prophet as black, you are to be killed. That's not from my opinion. That's what's in your hadith. Also, also, Sayyid Bakari, one of your most renowned scholars, said that blacks are animals and they are to be treated as such. They are made for slavery. Wow. Wow. That's crazy to me. And even it was Muslims that sold these Africans to, to the Europeans. But no one mentions this stuff. No one mentioned this stuff. Oh, Habibi? Oh, you're Habibi. Habibi. No, come on. You. Oh, my goodness. And it ticks me off living here in the United States when people be like, they're black guys and they're like, yeah, I'm a Muslim. I'm from the Nation of Islam. And they have no idea with the Muslims I have debated against from the Middle East. They always say, I can't wait to kill those fake Muslims in the Nation of Islam. They're not even real Muslims. They're slaves. You guys, I have endured the harshest racism from people from the Middle East. That's just me. I'm just telling you, that's just me. I'm not saying that's for everyone, but that's just me individually. I have endured the most racism from people from the Middle East just because I do not fit the status quo. And they can't stand it. But you got tons of blacks here thinking that if they were to go to probably Mecca, that they're going to be embraced with open arms. No, you're going to meet a machete. Or you're probably going to be stoned and probably set on fire. Wow. I mean, talking about prison converts, my brother converted to Islam because he's in prison. And wow, I mean, some of the stuff my brother even says, I mean, it just drives me crazy. But we haven't talked in probably about 3 years now, as I should say to be exact. But yeah. Okay, so I opened up talking about Roseanne and focusing on the Muslim Brotherhood. Okay, yeah, so yeah, we're still on track, you guys. I don't like to write things down just because I want to keep the authenticity there. Because when something is scripted, it just lacks the authenticity. And I know for myself, I just don't like that. I want to know, like, what does a person truly think, without them trying to prepare it. But anyway, yes, Miss Martin from Iran. Now, my American sister, yes, my brother and I are estranged. Yes, you guys. Speaking of that, I have a video that I made of how Islam manipulates minorities. Okay, and they definitely use the pain, and they definitely use a person's inability to personally reconcile American history. They definitely use that as a recruiting tool. So you guys, the name of that is actually that video on my channel is called oh my goodness. Well, I guess my memory isn't that great, Nina. Man, I guess it's why no, it's called Why Minorities Join Islam. So you guys watch that video after this feed. You're gonna love it. And actually, that's a scripted one. It is just because you guys are gonna get a view of basically like my literary craftsmanship. I think you guys are gonna love it because when I sit down and write, oh, trust me, I love writing, but I'm just so busy that I can't do it anymore. But in that video, I actually was able to do a script on video, and you guys are gonna love it. You guys are gonna absolutely love it. Okay, so I believe I have said a lot of things that I wanted to say. You guys, I'm going to be going live again pretty soon, okay? Pretty soon. I'm gonna say probably, let's see. Oh yeah. I don't even know my own schedule anymore. I'm so freaking busy. Anyway, I'm gonna be going live soon, okay? But the next time I go live, I want to talk about this Pope. Okay. Just to let you guys know. I want to talk about this Pope again because I cannot believe a lot of the stuff that this Pope has been saying. And 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 I'm just like, does this dude even read his Bible? You have got to be kidding me. Oh, thank you, Nina. I'm just like, you have got to be kidding. Yes, I believe the Pope is a lunatic. He's a terror loving lunatic. Terror loving lunatic. So, you guys, as I said before, if you guys want to learn how to debate with no hold bar, no hold bars or whatever, go to Pal Talk. Go to the human rights section, and you can debate. I'm talking about any topic you can debate, and you're going to. I mean, you guys are going to debate college professors, historians. I mean, people from all walks of life. And I'm telling you, you guys, it is a great learning tool. It is amazing for you. It would be amazing for you. Wow, I can't believe I just endorsed Pal Talk. Wow. Well, what do you know? Yes, Pal Talk. You're gonna meet tons of conservatives there as well. The reason why I haven't been back on Pal Talk in a while is because I forgot my login and I don't want to create a new profile. It takes time. I kind of built up a great reputation for myself there, but yeah. Yeah, so anyway, you guys, maybe I should do this. Okay, so I'm gonna open this up. I mean, because this is live. So I'm going to be taking some questions, and I love Q&A. So you guys, let me just tell you something, okay? If I don't know something, I'm going to let you know. So I'm opening up. You guys have any questions? Take your time. Go ahead and think. We might have some liberals who might be on the feed. No, I guess not. So you guys have no questions at all? Oh, how long have I been a Christian? I have, well, how long have I been a practicing Christian, as I should say? I think it'd be more appropriate, Muhammad. Um, I have been walking faithfully with Christ now over 3 years. Over 3 years. I accepted Christ when I was 13. And from the age of 13 to, let's see, wow. Yeah, I can't believe it. I can't believe I'm 35 now. Yes, I'm 35. I know. I look like a kid. Yeah, I'm 35 now. But yeah, I accepted Christ when I was 13. But Muhammad, at the age of 20, I was a hardcore drug dealer, gangbanger. I was really violent. I was the liberal. I was a diehard liberal at that time, and I had a run in with the law. Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to be a bad boy. Had a run in with the law, and I had a serious reality check that, hey, Deron, the world does not evolve around you, and there are consequences for your actions, even though you've never taken responsibility before for your actions. Yeah, at the age of 20, Mohammed, I was looking at 80 plus years in prison for extremely violent crime, and I'm not proud about it, and that's always part of my testimony. And my main subscribers, they know about my testimony. And actually, Mohammed, I do have my testimony video on Power Talk. Is actually one of my first videos that I made, where I actually um, become extremely vulnerable and give you 100% radical honesty, where people can go and watch that video and they can just actually learn more about my upbringing and etc. Yes, exactly. Yes, Mohammed. But to finish answering your question, so I started walking faithfully with Christ when I was 32 years old. Um, the main, I should say, what hindered my walk with Christ was I was a hardcore alcoholic and internet marketer, and yeah, when you have you're blessed with you're blessed with cash, but you're physically irresponsible and you're an alcoholic, it's a bad combination. So I was a hardcore drinker, and I've been sober for 3 years. I have not fornicated for 3 years plus, as I should say. I haven't smoked a cigarette 3 years plus, etc. Yes. That's definitely me. And I only give all glory to Christ. It's because I decide to walk faithfully with Christ. Oh, let's see. Oh yeah, I know Muhammad. I know. Let's see. What is your feeling for the? Does it say vibe? Of how many people like you and Candace Owens are waking up. Oh, in the black community, thinking right and voting Republican. My feeling on that, I'm gonna tell you what, Beavis, and it's good to see you, brother. Thank you for your constant support. My brother, let me just tell you, it's everything I've been praying for the last 12 years. You know, as I say in my other videos, I've been praying for this. You guys, you know, as I say a lot too, and I know it's becoming cliches that we do not have a racial issue in America. We have a spiritual issue. We have always had a spiritual issue, and Christ is the panacea. So, with people waking up, as I should say, blacks waking up, minorities waking up, and they're realizing that the Democratic Party is the slave master. And all they want to do is keep you dependent on government provisions. Once they wake up and they can experience true freedom of thought. And Beavis, this is just me, okay? That once these people wake up, you know me, I love sharing the gospel. So I want all these people to come back to the reverence of Christ. Because we have to, historically, the black community, they were super spiritual at one point in time. And that's what the black community has to get back to. They have to get back to Christ. John, Emmanuel, my other Christian brother. Hey, Emmanuel, since we're on live, don't give out too much personal information. But John Emmanuel and I, we work together. We serve Christ together. We work with broken people Monday through Friday, you guys. I'm talking about from all walks of life, all different kind of gangs, murderers, drug dealers, pimps. I mean, whatever. We work with these people, giving them the love of Christ. Well, so good to see you, John Emmanuel. Welcome online, brother. The one point in time, speaking of, is when black had a dad in the home. Yes. That's right, Mr. Jones. You're 100% correct. The Democratic Party has crippled the black community. And to be honest with you, Jones, I take it completely just personal because I am a victim of liberal politics. And I see that they're trying to pass the baton to Mexicans or to people who are, or let's just say Hispanic descent, okay? They're trying to pass the baton. And so this is why they want to legalize all these illegals. Instead of sending them back, they want to legalize them so that they can vote Democrat, so that they can keep these people on a mental plantation. And it's spiritually vexing to me. And it makes me sick that now they want to pass the baton. And wow, I mean, you know, the thing is, it's so insidious that now, I mean, not only is the church under spiritual attack, but what's crazy is that almost everything of God's design is under attack. And I never, ever thought I would be living in a time like this. These are completely perilous times we are living in right now, you guys. Do I expect it to get worse? Absolutely. But I just want to say that's not, or it does not give us the right to be passive, because a passive Christian really pisses me off, especially when they go after a Christian who is all about the Great Commission. But you guys, I mean, we have in today's society now, they are teaching, okay, systematic racism. Well, I want you to not judge people by the content of their character, but I want you to treat them a special way because, they're black or they're white and all this kind of stuff. You know, I mean, we have systematic racism. We have non-binary, or we're supposed to have these 50 60 different genders now. There's not only two genders now, you guys. I mean, there's 60 different kinds of genders. We have people who are trying to stifle free speech under the disguise. I mean, we all know these liberal euphemisms. Whenever a liberal adds a euphemism, trust me, that's oppression. Okay, especially when they say, "Oh, that's hate speech." Come on, come on. I mean, you guys, this is crazy to me. And I can't believe we're living in these times. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure, hey, I'm telling you, oh man, I'm completely empathetic to you, Jones, in the older generation. Most of my subscribers are older. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm honored by that. I really am. I'm so honored that majority of my subscribers are older, an older demographic, and that's mind blowing to me. and I do, and I don't mind, having an older demographic, but the minds that I want to reach are the youth. I want to reach the youth. I want to reach those millennials. I want to reach the next generation right now. I mean, because these people are being indoctrinated, and it's demonic. It is completely demonic. I mean, wow. I mean, they believe you can wake up and you can change your ethnicity. Well, I'm black today, but hey, Christian Deron will be here tomorrow and I'll be an Asian. And you better refer to me as an Asian or you're a hater. This stuff is crazy to me. It's oh wow. They this the level of godlessness. It is a Deborah. Deborah, I agree with that. You guys,